Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. It is 4 minutes after 5 a.m., December 1st. November is over. It's complete. We'll get into that in a minute. But because today is December 1st, I want you to join me in a challenge. A challenge of you, as well as me, every one of us, being a fat bastard. We're in the we're in that seasonal time of the year where you've just come off Thanksgiving, you're going into Christmas, you're going into New Year's. There's a lot of excessive overeating that's going to be happening. So, what I'm talking about here is a 250 push ups a day challenge.
Things are going to start happening to me now.
Now, most of you hear that and you go, this motherfucker's crazy. Hear me out. Today's December 1. So, today, at any point during the course of the day, 10 push ups. You could do 2 push-ups now. You could do another 4 when you have lunch. You could do the other 4 during the course of the afternoon, evening, as long as today you do 10 push-ups. Today's December 1, 10 push-ups. Tomorrow is December 2. Do 20. However you want to do it. If you can do 20 in one shot, by all means, go for it. I can. Go for it. 5, 5, 5, however you want to break it up. 5, 5, 3, 1, 1. Just do the 20 push-ups during the course of tomorrow. And then on Sunday, it's December 3, 30, and so on and so on. So when Christmas comes, that's the 25th, 250 push-ups during the course of that day. Now, hear me out on that. You got a 24-hour day. Not that you're awake 24 hours a day like I am, but you got a 24-hour day. You're talking about doing 10 push-ups every hour. So even break it up into a 12-hour day. You're talking about doing 10 push-ups every 30 minutes. That's 240 push-ups. You can find a way to get in that other 10. And for Christmas, you've given yourself your own gift that you can say you can do 250 push-ups a day and you are a sexy bastard.
Boom.
So I challenge you as I challenge myself. Join me. Futures. Dow is on fire. We got our dip yesterday on the NASDAQ. Finally got a dip on the NASDAQ. Took the S&P down to that 45.38 fix over on the SPX to fill that gap. But the Dow has been on absolute fire. And I'm looking around at the Dow components that I watch, and I'm not seeing them move. So there are obviously some other components that are on the Dow that I don't track on my screens, but the Dow is on fire. And if you remember, earlier during the course of this year, as we went into our blow-off there in July, we had that streak going of 12, 13, or 14 consecutive closes in a row on the Dow, which was almost about to break the all-time record since the beginning of the stock market of consecutive green closes on the Dow, right as we were going into that blow-off top in July. So here we are with futures. Futures are fractional. And when I say fractional, we're talking about the NASDAQ is 1 point, the S&P is 4 points. But what you did yesterday after I shut off, I shut down around 2 o'clock. Like I said, take the money's there. You can take the lottos on the 45-65 calls. Maybe they work. It's a lotto. Well, goddamn, they damn sure did work. What happened there in that last 15 minutes of the day? Holy shit. I mean, 45.50, like I said, you were going to get a challenge on that because they weren't going to get you 2 red closes. But that last 15 minutes, damn, man, that's Bucky Larson. That's Bucky Larson kind of material right there. So today you have Jerome Powell, not once, but twice. We get him at 11 o'clock in the morning. Absolutely no idea what he's going to say. And he is scheduled again at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Absolutely no idea what he's going to say. However, going to yesterday, like I said, we got our green close. We finished the month up 8.72%. Bucky Larson. We got that 40-point range there on Wednesday. At least, at bare minimum least, we were in the 30-point range yesterday. So, like I talked about a couple days ago about wiggling your RSIs, wiggling. It was fantastic that they did that because, like I was saying there in the alert room, right here around 11 o'clock in the morning, the NDX and the NQ 1 hours were oversold. Nothing you can do about that. It is oversold. They will bounce it. They will bounce it every single time. What I was really worried about was the 4 hour was about to go into oversold. But because of that move that you got there at the end of the day, boom, boom, out of oversold. And here we are overnight with everything repaired, and we can get some wiggle if Jerome Powell is going to play nicely. QQQ under 390 on the close. Absolutely supercalifragilistic on that 39, 391, 390 spread. Playing the puts. Nice to get into the 385s. Very nice. However, not quite enough. We want to see that break below 385. Almost got minus 1%. Did not. But we want to see that break below 385, close below 385, and then we can think that we got something to work with. So again, over here on the SPX, November 389.90 points, a 483.86 bounce, 11.79%, and our full moon plus or minus 3-day window is closed. So using that and that alone, Jerome Powell today at 11 o'clock, then again at 2 o'clock, should have nothing good to say. Should have nothing good to say. Crude, tracking crude for a couple of people because they want to be trading crude, looking for a bullish breakout, a bearish breakdown. Crude, looking here on a 15-day, 30-minute, and you can see OPEC news, no OPEC news. All you're doing is trolling, going sideways, going nowhere. So bring you over here. This is your Dow 15-day, 10-day, 30-minute chart. Absolutely on fire with the Dow. Bringing it into a bigger and wider perspective, you can see here the Dow took out the July highs. Same thing on the QQQ. The S&P fractionally below it. The Dow is doing this work, and I can look at this cleanly, and like I drew yesterday, that 358.16 right over here makes for a perfect C equals A. We've just blown through it here over yesterday at 1 o'clock. Very closely monitoring what we've got going on here on the Dow, but as you can see, this 3-week period has just been absolute fire on the Dow. Bring that into the QQQ. And the QQQ, you have your big CPI gap from 2 weeks back, and we have just been trolling sideways here, going absolutely nowhere. It does look nice. It does look very fulfilling. 391, 390 keeps on working. It's there in your alert room, but we want to see this breakdown below 385 and really below that 384.28, and then we can start getting a little giddy. Looking forward to December. Come over onto SPY. I'll stick on that for now. SPY, and here. Again, 12% move, 49 points over the last, call it what, 11, 20? Yeah, so 2 weeks. You've just been trolling this area here, just decaying everything that's out there. 453, 457 at a good day, really 456, 456 and a half. Those have been your tops. That's been your bottom. Got to get that close below 453. Start getting a little bit of momentum to the downside to start pushing for that 449. IWM, 15 days. Trolling. A little bit better. Still hasn't filled this 176 gap from last Friday, but just trolling in this zone. This is 10 days, bring you to 15 days. As you can see here, you have what looks to be a very clear double top, But because of this weakness, like I showed you on the wiggle with the RSIs and your technical aspects, you're now starting to get an RSI weakening so much that all it takes is a little tiny dip and you'll be oversold. So that 177, 176 is still your major breaking point. Once you're down below 176, you can start to believe that you've got the momentum to start getting into that CPI gap and really start pushing down into the minus 170s. So VIX, being Friday today, the VIX, perfect kiss to 1339, holding 1255 relatively well. Like I said, I got a hard time seeing how they're going to crush the VIX today, being Friday. They could do it. We can go for 5 green weeks. We could close above 45.55 and get a 5th green week in a row. But the odds are seriously starting to stack up in your favor. And as the odds stack up in your favor, as you go to the roulette table and you see red, 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 you know black is going to show up. Your odds just continue to increase. It's only a 50-50 chance, but the odds of it showing up over and over again, that's how you go into your gambling theories method of how you size into larger and wider positions. So have a fantastic Friday. Start the 250-day push-up challenge. Trust me when I tell you, I've done these things before. I deadlift 500 pounds 3-4 times a week, squats 500, 600 pounds. I was doing until I turned 50 a year ago. Then I asked myself, why are you doing this? Are you fucking stupid? You're not going to compete. I still bench 300 regularly. I'm telling you, do it. Do it, do it, do it. Challenge yourself. And remember.
Mufasa, you know we finally here, right?
Well,
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, what? It's Friday again, it's Saturday, Sunday, What?